I want to also put on note that investigators advocate, including certain members, moderators, affiliates, have actually harassed me, spammed me on my page, and stirred up dangerous energy. Echoing to the cyberbullying, some of the people that's yelling this are the same ones that started this, even with the people they mentioned, started this whole cyberbullying campaign.
I clearly remember someone complaining that whenever anyone tried speaking to Tiffany, she refused to make eye contact, not once. Go rewatch the footage. She never even glanced in that direction. Good evening, by the way. I want to echo similar concerns about Robert Hunt. No disrespect to him as a person, but from what I've seen, he lacks integrity. And that's a hard pill to swallow when he's in charge of finances. I literally just tried speaking with him. He told me he'd be right back, and then nothing. No follow-up. No engagement. Sure, I appreciate that he gave the financial report and answered a few questions. But let's be honest, he had time and still avoided real interaction. He doesn't make himself accessible, and that's a problem, especially for someone tasked with transparency and accountability. Now, I get what you guys are presenting budget-wise, but for me, the real comparison comes next fiscal year, when we can finally compare actual spending to what was approved. Right now, there's no baseline. This whole thing is being run with no real structure in place from before, so I'm willing to cut some slack, but only this once. Next time, I want to see numbers that match reality, not projections. Secondly, let me talk about this so-called cyberbullying. Funny how the loudest voices crying about it are the same ones who started it, especially those dragging other people's names through the mud. Let me call out Babe Solo, aka Jesse Jones, or whatever you go by. Keep my name out of your content. You're chasing clout and clicks off of drama. I never threatened you, never disrespected you. I just asked you to lower your voice. It's all on video. I've asked you on every platform, stop saying my name, stop making false allegations, stop using me for your messy content. I'm asking you again, right now, during public comment, leave my name out of your mouth. This is the nonsense I'm dealing with. I never said anything to you, but you won't stop. It's obsessive. It's weird. And honestly, I think there's more going on here. Anyway, thank you to the administration. Sorry for wasting time. But this needed to be said. They don't want peace, they want problems, and I want no part of that. So this is my public statement. I am done. And to that one specific person, stop including me in your drama. Period. Thank you. And, yeah, say it with your chest. Be bold. These people are wild. The thirst is real. Like, seriously, it's giving desperate energy. And look at this. Woman, she's cracking up like it's a joke. This is Babe Solo. I swear she's been in my chat before. That name sounds familiar. She jumps around in everybody's live streams, and now suddenly she's got her own channel. And this is exactly why I'm so picky with moderators. Because people like her, they're mods in everyone's chats, even ones that are enemies. That's wild. She told Judea she's a mod for a bunch of different creators, even ones who don't get along. How does that even work? The chances of being a mod everywhere are slim. But somehow she's always there, sliding in. It's no coincidence, it's calculated. And that's the kind of energy that turns peaceful platforms into toxic messes. That's why I only have a few moderators, and I trust every single one. She's probably one of those people who goes around asking to be made a moderator, and I hate that. Like, why are you so eager to get mod privileges? That alone raises red flags. If you come to me asking for mod access, I immediately get suspicious. Why are you so desperate to control who gets muted? To push buttons in someone else's space? That's not normal energy. And apparently this woman, yes, the one with the bucket hat, she's that type. She hops into everyone's live chats and now suddenly has her own channel too. She told y'all. And look at Vivian. Vivian knew that smoke was coming. You could see it all over her. At no point did she even glance at her. Let me tell you something. You can tell when someone knows they're guilty. And Vivian, she wouldn't look at her once. She knew exactly. And every platform out here trying to spin it. Nah, this is what I'm dealing with. On record, you won't even face us. But look at her now. At this, she knew that woman was speaking directly to her and still refused to turn her head. Just sat there like she couldn't hear a thing. That's hypocrisy at its finest. And let me tell you, it's infuriating. There is nothing worse than a hypocrite. When you're called out and you know you're wrong, eye contact is a form of accountability. It forces you to sit in the truth. That's why she couldn't do. She's avoiding that moment of truth with everything in her. And it's honestly hilarious. Wild to witness it, live, and in real time, the energy. Unmatched, she confronted them to their faces while they sat right there, and you could feel it. You could tell these women are not used to that. They're used to talking behind people's backs, being messy in DMEs and comments, and then smiling. Fake in person. They're not used to being called out publicly. And now that it's happening, look at how uncomfortable they get. And again, I'm asking publicly for this one person in particular. Keep my name out of your mouth, out of your drama, out of your mess. I'm not playing these games with you. This is not shade, it's a statement. Period. I don't thrive off contention like some of y'all do. I'm not part of your circus. Oh, and look at that timing. She sits down, and suddenly they call the next speaker. And guess what? Now she decides to turn her head. Now her neck magically works again. Because for a minute there, her neck, but now that head's swiveling just fine. Ain't that something? Her neck is back working. Fully functional. No physical limitations anymore. Okay? She might have been stiff a minute ago, but we're good now. And listen, I know today probably doesn't feel great, but Mama always said there'd be days like this. So don't take this personal. This is public comment. Just my view. From the public side, let's go back to July 14th. Bradley was here. He stood up and asked the supervisor some real questions. One of them was, do you think what you're doing is right, considering how critical you were of Tiffany? And what did the supervisor say? I was not critical of anything. Bradley followed up then, considering what these residents... I think that's an unfair assessment of what's happening publicly. Unfair? Let me tell you what the real public assessment is. There was a backdoor political move to reinstate a salary that had previously been blocked. That maneuver happened before you even took the seat. A hand-picked team of respected community leaders were sold a story, convinced this was for the greater good. They vouched for this, and now they're tied to it, whether they like it or not. You were made aware that a forensic audit was voted on. Your own words admit it. No RFP was ever done. So no audit, no transparency, no correction. And that same finance director from the last administration, still sitting pretty, unchecked. No accountability. He just finished another budget, full of mistakes, or worse, signs of misuse. And no one's pressing. Pause. No one's stepping in. The silence is deafening. There are still employees on the Township payroll who were never officially approved. Some of them lied publicly under the last regime, and now they're just still here. Meanwhile, events are being rolled out and greenlit without showing the public any budget on the agenda. Say what you want, but at least the last administration had the guts to tell the public what was being spent. This one, radio silence. And to the supervisor, you quoted the Bible to Ben Rowley. A workman is worthy of his hire. Cute, but let me give you a better one. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Reflect on those last steps. Reflect on what's really been done since taking office. Because whether you want to admit it or not, the people are watching. The public is assessing. And nothing gets past them for long. Now to the board, all of you were each elected on your own merit, not hers, not his, yours. So why did you really agree to join this team? Was it about service, or was it about status? Was it to be famous or infamous? And only you can decide how history remembers you. She killed that, nailed it, that last line. Because we already know what Napoleon's game was. I think that's obvious to everyone by now. But what about the others? The people who made it on the board after standing tall during the anti-Tiffany fight. People like Mary Avant, the woman with the glasses. I forget her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. They were loud back then, always on the mic, always on the front lines. But now, silence. Total silence. And the same people who were in the crowd back then are in the crowd right now, watching, waiting, noticing. And if we're noticing, then they must be noticing too. So the question is, why aren't they saying anything?